So how do you write an indie pop song? We've already looked at pop punk, we've looked at pop, we've looked at country, and today it's indie pop's turn. I'm going to talk about the chords, the melody, the lyrics, the structure, the texture, everything you need to create your own indie pop song. So this is an indie pop song I came up with earlier. It's a song called Partisans. Have a listen.
About where my heart is at. Can't see for all the partisans. Can't say something that's out of bounds. If I haven't thought about this, what else haven't I thought about? I gotta show some humility. How could I be right about everything? Leave it to someone who knows better than me. Cause anyone can say that I don't know what I don't know. But ain't that so exciting, terrifying? Don't know what I don't know. Just take it slow, I'm trying my best to figure it out.
So that was just a snippet. If you want to hear the full song, there's a link in the description, or just wait till the end of the video and I'll play you the whole thing. So I've got my Logic file here, but sort of rather than going through track by track, I think it's more helpful to talk about all the elements you need to create a song of your own. So the first thing you're going to need is sort of a texture, a vibe, something that grabs people's attention and that's going to feature the entire way through your song. In this case, I've got this worn tape piano just playing a really simple, kind of childlike riff. And this texture part sort of crosses the bar line. It comes in different places every 4 beats and then eventually gets back to the start again. Dum, 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 dum. And this is something that my good friend Zoo was talking about in my recent interview with her. You can watch that video in the description. These things sort of catch your ear and they sort of come out of nowhere and they come in unexpected places and they sort of fill little gaps in your mix. And that's particularly what this part does because it changes where it is in the bar every single time. So now it's time to move on to sort of meat and potatoes of your song, and that is of course the chords. If I have one tip about chords in indie pop music, it's to throw away the 5 chord. You don't need it. It's cheesy, it's obvious, and it just doesn't fit in this genre. So we're in the key of F today, so that means this song never plays the chord C. The best songs really work with just the 1, the 4, and the 6, and that's really all you need. I mean, if you have to use the 5, maybe try it as a passing chord just as you're on your way to go from the 1, the 4, or the 6, or try using the 3 minor instead, which I do in this song. So first it's the 1, and then it's the 1 with a 3rd on the bass, and then the 4, and then the 6, and then the 4. Entire song. In the pre-chorus and the chorus, it just basically does almost the same chords, but faster. One other big tip is to use suspended chords. You can hear that in the textural part, which is playing. So that's just the root sus2. And in fact, I think this guitar part in that part is doing the same. And it's just like a beautiful sound. I don't know what it is about sus2, but I absolutely love it. Okay, so let's move on to your melody now. And I've got another really simple tip for you. And that's that the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd notes of your scale are the most important ones for your melody. You can see how many times they crop up in this one. Just by having a listen, I'll put up a little graphic as well so you can see what I'm talking about.
I thought I had it figured out. I never had it shredded down.
Particularly if you're doing anything faster, anything that's like repeated notes, then choose one of those. Those 3 notes are the foundation of all that's good really in these kinds of songs. My other tip for you, which you can take in jest or not, but I actually do think it really helps, and I talked about this in my previous video about vocal signposting. You need to make sure that your chorus is really damn high, almost too high. Have a listen to this in isolation just to hear how much of a struggle this
Anyone
is.
could say that I don't know what I don't know, but ain't that so exciting, terrifying?
Those are the important notes that we talked about earlier. You might agree that sounds a little bit shaky, but when you put it together with some harms...
Anyone could say that I don't know what I don't know, but ain't that so exciting, terrifying?
Who would ever know? Who would ever know? My final big tip is about lyrics, and that is honestly that they don't matter that much as long as they are catchy. There's a phrase that you can hook onto. Try and find a word that people don't really use very often. That's what this song does. It's called Partisans. It's more of an American term. I guess they talk about bipartisanship in the Senate or whatever. We don't really use that in the UK, so that's like an interesting word to hook people onto. And the second being that even if the content's not that exciting, it kind of needs to be fun to say, fun to sing. I don't know what I don't know, but ain't that so? I don't know, it's just got quite a fun little ring to it. Okay, so those are my main building blocks. Now it's time for some bonus tips. First up is that you don't need a riff, but I think it really helps. Listen to the sort of groove of this song with and without the riff. So here's without first. And then here's with the riff. Like, it just makes it move, it makes it groove along, you know? I was telling you before about my sort of shaky vocal performances and trying to hide that, but actually that's going on sort of throughout the song. I mean, my bass playing, for instance, I only just got this bass. I've had it for about like a month. I don't really know how to play it. I mean, listen to this. That's rubbish, but then listen to in the mix.
Take it slow, I'm trying, and I will try to.
I think indie pop songs are made up, but not so much of virtuosic performances, but of songs that are more than the sum of their parts, and that definitely goes for this song. Basically, your song needs to build the whole way, to start here and end here at this sort of euphoric high point. That's what this song does. I mean, it goes verse, chorus, outro, and then it's done. It's out of your life in less than 3 minutes. Those are all my tips. That's the chords, the melody, the lyrics, the texture, and some bonus ones as well. If you've disagreed with any of them, of course let me know in the comments. You're perfectly within your rights to. There isn't a sort of a monolithic perfect indie pop song out there. That's kind of the beauty of music. So if you do disagree, let me know. Let's talk about it. I guess all that's left to do now is to play you the final song. So here is Partisans. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I thought I had it figured out. I never had a shredded down. But everything is different now. Cause if I'm wrong about this, what else am I wrong about? Where my heart is at. Can't see for all the partisans. Can't say something that's out of bounds. If I haven't thought about this, what else haven't I thought about? I gotta show some humility. How could I be right about everything? Leave it to someone who knows better than me. Cause anyone could say that I don't know what I don't know. But ain't that so exciting, terrifying? Don't know what I don't know. Just take it slow, I'm trying my best to figure it out. And everyone's so serious. But some things are mysterious. I'd much rather be curious. If I don't understand this, what else do I not understand? Answers are boring, questions are interesting, so self-important. Can't face the dissonance, I'm not exploring in peaceful innocence. And it's limitless, cause I don't know what I don't know. But ain't that so exciting? It's terrifying, I don't know what I don't know. Just take it slow, I'm trying, and I will try, cause I don't know what I don't know. But ain't that so exciting, terrifying? Don't know what I don't know. Just take it slow, I'm trying my best to figure it out. And I'm just trying to figure it out. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. And I'm trying my best to figure it out. And I'm just trying to figure it out. And I'm just trying to figure it out. About where my heart is at. Can't see for all the partisans. Can't say something that's out of bounds. If I haven't thought about this, what else haven't I thought about?